Well, guys, good afternoon. This afternoon, we're going to go ahead and continue on this little '06 F-250. It's the one we did the FICM on a few days ago. Checked it again, and now it's all leading towards a high pressure oil pump being faulty. So went ahead and got a new pump for it and a new IPR for it. So I'm going to go ahead and tear up the top part of the engine, rip it all off, turbo, intake plenum, EGR cooler, all that is coming off. So I can go ahead and access that back plate, that little cover plate that covers up the pump, and remove that pump. Pump is located in the back of the engine. Well, let me show you guys. This here's a trick that we've been trying to get to start. I'm going to go ahead and start by tubes, turbo, all this little clutter. Open up that valley. I'm going to remove the intake plenum. This is coming off. Well, you'll see as we go. I'm going to do most of this on time lapse. And try and see if I can get that turbo out of there. Turbo's got three 10mm bolts, but it's got downpipe and the Y pipe and the downpipe connected to it, so I got to get those two off. Can't show you those because they're in the back. It's very hard to see, but let me go ahead and get them off. I'll show you afterwards. So let me try and get that turbo out of there. There's a little return line for the oil. There's a Y pipe and the bracket. There's a down pipe, and the oil pump well, that's an IPR right there, and the oil pump is under that case. Let me go Well, guys, now that the turbo is out, the bracket is out, the little drain pipe, turbo return line is off. We disconnected the IPR. Now I got to get that IPR off, remove that case, pop it off, and then we get to that high pressure oil pump. Let me go ahead and get the stuff I need ready, and we'll come back to this one. Give me 1 second, guys. This is an old IPR that I have there. Socket fits into it, grabs it, and you can remove it with a 3/8 drive ratchet. The slot here is for this connector. The IPR valve itself can be removed without taking all this stuff off, but as you can see, since nothing is in the way, we have a clear shot at it. It'll be very, very easy. If the turbo was in place and everything was all installed, we would have to go from the driver's side with a very long extension, I'll say 18 to 24 inch, and a swivel and your IPR socket to be able to get it to this one. And now it's already loose enough. Let me go ahead and get that ratchet handle off of it, and we'll spin it with our fingers. There's our ratchet handle, and here we'll just use our hand to spin it completely off. There we go, guys. IPR is off. Well, guys, I don't know if you guys can see this. This section right here, the screen is completely gone, and these two are completely full of just junk. That high pressure oil pump was pushing metal fragments into the IPR, clogged it up, and it caused this to just break the screen. Well, guys, that pump base is being held on by 8mm little bolts. I believe it's got, I believe it's 10, guys. I'm not too sure, but I believe it's 10. Let me go ahead and get those little bolts off. Good thing on this one, this thing is missing the EGR cooler. They did the cooler delete on this one, so I don't have to worry about removing my intake plenum to get to this pump. It's missing the cooler. The cooler was supposed to be here. It's got the delete, so I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be easy. It's missing the heat shield in back, so I don't have to worry about that one either. So, I mean, this one should be somewhat easy, with the exception of that last bolt. That last bolt, that Y pipe is kind of like in the way, so I'm gonna have to use a wrench, and hopefully I can go ahead and get that one out. I'm not gonna show you guys me removing that plate. Let me get a little close up. All right, this thing here, guys, 8mm bolts holding it in place. It's got 10, and this one back here is the one that's going to give me a little bit of trouble because of this flange, this clamp. I'm gonna have to remove the clamp just to get to it. So I'm not gonna show you this, guys. You're not gonna be able to really see much. So let me get this sucker out of there, and then I'll show you the pump. Well, guys, there we got the cover off. That is your HPOP right there. IPR goes here. It's missing because we removed it. This one's got a little T-flange over here that's got two 8mm bolts holding it in place. And then the pump itself has, I believe it's a T45 Torx. It's a T45. So I got the bolts off of that pump. Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't show you, but like I said, I mean, it's in a very tight spot. You weren't going to be able to see much anyway. So let me go ahead and grab that pump and pull it right out of its crevice. All right. Well, guys, the pump is completely off. I'm going to see if I can, towards the end, if I can rinse it out, see if I can get metal fragments to come out of here. But you saw the IPR. It was pretty, I mean, those are signs that this thing is actually tearing itself apart from the inside. Before I forget, this is a little cover that was covering your pump. All right, it goes that way. That's your return line, oil return from the turbo. This is the cover for that pump. And, well, I mean, don't forget to replace that gasket with a new one. And also there's a little O-ring that goes on the little pump T-flange. Don't forget to replace this one either. So let me go. This is a new HPOP. I submerged it in oil just to get it all, you know, oil going through it, and turn that little gear a little bit, make the oil go through it, just so it won't dry start, or once I start the truck, so it's got some kind of oil in it, traces of oil. So there's a two 8mm bolts on that little T fitting, and the 3 Torx bolting down that pump. Let me go ahead and position that cover on there. Well guys, there's the cover. I made sure I got both O-rings on the pump before I put them on. There's a yellow on the larger diameter hole, and then there's a black one on that little T-fitting. So made sure those were on before I put the pump on. Tightened the pump, got that cover on there. Tightened all those 8mm bolts. Now it's time for me to get that bracket and that IPR so I can go ahead and get ready to install that turbo. Let me go ahead and get those two on. IPR valve is pretty simple, guys. You saw the way we took it off. Grab the new one, screw it in by hand. Get that IPR socket and tighten it. Well guys, there we got the cover, the bracket. We got that pipe, the drain pipe. We got the IPR, it's already connected. I had to get that little cover plate on that Y pipe that used to go to the EGR cooler. Get that in place, tightened, and then try and fit that turbo on there. I'm not going to record that little cover on that Y pipe because I can't get anything out of no video out of it. So let me go ahead and get that on, and then I'll show you guys when I put the turbo on. Well guys, I couldn't get me putting in the turbo. It's dark like I said, but turbo's in. I got it bolted down. Got that pipe connected. All I gotta do is get the bracket on the Y pipe, tightened on the turbo. Install that intake hose, filter, and this water reservoir, and we're very close to cranking the sucker over and see if it's gonna work. Well guys, sorry about the ending, but I couldn't get most of this recorded. My hands were filthy. I was already getting a little frustrated with this thing, so I just decided to just put everything together, get it done, show you guys that it's all put together, and well, try and crank the sucker over, see if it's going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and move the camera back, and I'll be right with you guys. Let me just set up the camera and try and crank the sucker over. Well guys, got the key. Let me go ahead and see if the batteries have enough power to crank the sucker over and make it start. They might have somewhat voltage might have dropped. We'll see. Let me go ahead and see what this thing's gonna do. Well guys, I wish we could have started this thing. I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow, bring a charger over and charge those batteries up a bit, and hopefully everything goes okay and the truck starts. Well guys, truck didn't start. Batteries are kind of low in charge. I was trying to jump start it, but had to give up. I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning, go into work, so I'm just going to leave the starting for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and close off this video, guys. I'll let you guys know how it went and if the truck started or not. Alright guys, appreciate you guys watching. Like and comment.